I wanted to picture a typical Tuesday morning for a demand planner. They sit down, open their planning books, and they are staring at 10,000 line items, potentially 10,000 SKUs. So what do? They start at the top. They check row 1, then row 2. By row 50, their eyes are glazing over. By row 100, they are just clicking save to get through the day. This is what I call the review all madness. It is the single biggest waste of human intelligence in the modern supply chain. We have spent several years building sophisticated algorithms only to treat our human planners as high-paid data entry clerks. Today, we're talking about the end of the manual planning cycle. We're talking about management by exception, why your team is suffering from optimizer anxiety, and how to turn your planners into scenario architects before they burn out. I'm Rahul Sasnaman, and this is Zero Bias, only supply chain insights. Let us be brutally honest. If you are asking a human to review 10,000 SKUs per week, you aren't planning. You are just pretending to plan. In my nearly 2 decades of supply chain consulting experience, I have realized that most companies are terrified of the black box. They think that if a human doesn't touch every number, the system will go broke. But the irony is that the human touch often adds bias rather than removing it. We have the status quo bias, for example, where we keep old numbers because they feel safe. We have the recency bias, where one big order last week makes us spike the forecast for the next 6 months. Management by exception isn't just a technical setting in the system, it's a psychological contract. It's the organization saying we trust the system to handle 80% of our business that is stable so our humans can focus on the 20% that is chaotic. If your A items, your high revenue, high volatility products are getting the same amount of attention as the slow moving C item, your strategy is broken. You are over managing the trivial and under managing the critical. So, why don't planners trust the system? Why do they keep that shadow Excel on their second monitor? It's because of the optimizer anxiety. When the planner sees the optimizer move a production requirement, let's say from week 4 to week 2, their first instinct isn't, oh, the math found me a better efficient cost path. Their first intent is, the machine is wrong and I'm the one who will get yelled at when the warehouse is full. To break this, we have to move towards explainable planning. In this age of technology, we have the agentic AIs and the analytical stores, but you don't need any fancy AIs to start with. You just need alerts. A good management by exception strategy means your planners don't even see the SKUs that are within a 5% tolerance. They only see the red lines. Let me give you some crisp example of alerts. Let's say forecast buyers exceeding 15%, showcasing how much of the planner's touch are actually positively or negatively impacting the planning results. Or projected stock out in 3 weeks. This, of course, can vary based on the lead time of the product to be planned. And even a sudden lead time spike from a tier 1 supplier, showcasing any transportation constraints from them. When you give a planner very selective yet effective alerts, instead of 5,000 rows, you give them back their brain. You allow them to look at the root cause instead of just the data point. Where does this lead? This leads to the planner of 2030. The next generation of supply chain leaders won't be Excel wizards. They won't be the people who can look up faster than anyone else. They will be scenario architects. Instead of asking, is the number right? They will be asking, what happens to our network if the port strike lasts another month, for example. They will be running what-if scenarios in the morning and presenting the trade-off options to the CFO in the afternoon. This is the shift from tactical execution to strategic orchestration. If you want to keep your best talent, you have to stop giving them clerical work. Give them detective work. Let them solve the puzzles that the machine can't see. Here is your zero bias challenge for this week. Take a look at your planner's dashboard. If they have more than 10 alerts on their screen when they log in, they have been set up for failure. I want you to pick up one SKU category, just one, and turn off manual overrides for a month. Let the system run, measure the results. I bet you that for stable items, the machine will outperform the human 9 times out of 10. Stop reviewing everything. Start managing the exceptions. I'm Rahul Suhasnaman. Thanks for listening to Zero Bias. If you are ready to kill your shadow Excel and want to start with a clean core strategy that actually works, I would be happy to discuss with you.